Come on, I thought I had this fixed up. There we go. Okay. Let's see if this is working. There. Oh, wait. Wait, why am I sideways? No! Hold on. Hold on, I gotta figure this out. Why is it showing it sideways? Seriously? Okay. Well, I don't know why it was sideways. I was gonna do this as a portrait. I don't know if I didn't do a setting right. I don't know. This is my first time doing this, guys, so bear with me. But anyway, can you hear me okay? Can you see and hear me okay? Hello? Okay, great. All right, I'll figure out the whole portrait versus landscape thing another time, I guess. It's going to kind of mess up the way I stage things, but I'll figure this out. Anyway, I'm Lori with 3D Printing Dragonfly, and this is the new Creality Hi. I just got it in today. It is my first multicolor 3D printer. I planned a different little intro, but hey, we're rolling with it, right? Anyway, I'm going to do a setup and first print for the printer. And I'm trying to monitor the chat if anybody's there. Okay, you can see me and you can hear me. That's good. Okay, so I didn't do it as an unboxing because honestly I was afraid I'd have to pull it up in pieces because I didn't know if I could get the box up my stairs because my art studio here is on my second floor of my house. But the box actually was only about 50 pounds. I think it was 48.5 pounds actually. So it wasn't that big big of a deal to get it up here. Basically, the printer is only in two parts. It's in the base here with the print bed and the gantry, which is right here. So it's really easy to assemble. Creality's really been doing better with assembling. The Ender 3 V3 Plus printers I got in January also were pretty easy, though you had to flip it upside down. This one you don't have to flip upside down. You just put it into the gantry holes here, like that, and easy peasy. It comes with everything you need to assemble it, which I kind of laid out here, but you can't see as well. It comes with the single spool holder and a filament guide, which I am not going to be using because I did get the combo with the multiple filament system. So I'm going to put those aside because I'm not setting those up. We've got the printer in the base, the gantry in. It comes with its little pack of screws. I can't really see myself in what I'm showing, so hopefully it's working. I'm just going to go with this and hopefully it works. There's only 4 screws. These long guys with the little washers. There's actually 7 screws total. One of them for the filament holder, which I'm not installing. So then it comes with the hex bolts, the Allen keys, and these guys just screw right in on either side of the gantry. I can't really see what I'm doing camera wise, so hopefully everything's working. Hopefully I'll get better at videos eventually, you know. But like I said, there are 4 that go in here. Whoops. 2 on either side. Just like this. There is an installation guide that comes with it that shows you all these steps. I've watched so many videos about this now, I kind of have it memorized already. One of the weird things is that it doesn't really show you the installation of the CFS. So I've watched videos on that. So I know how it's supposed to assemble, but I'm kind of surprised Creality doesn't have that in there. They tell you about the CFS and they tell you about the printer, but they don't tell you how to connect the two. Even on their wiki, which they give you a link to, which is great, by the way. Their wiki is really fabulous, has a lot of information about all their printers, but even it doesn't tell you how to install the CFS, which is kind of weird. It's probably something they'll correct soon, because this is a new printer. It just came in the US market on March 11th, so it's only been out a few days. So you get that on. Okay, those four are nice and tight. Then you take these, they have the wires taped to the gantry here. You just pull the tape off. And there's only 3 wires down here to connect, and they can only go in one way, so it makes it super easy. Just make sure it's all the way down, and then push the wire gently down into the base. Keep it out of the way. You can do the same thing on this side. This one has 2 wires on this side. Come on, since I can get hold of the tape. Like that. There we go. It's very strong tape. And again, there's a 4-pin wire right here that can only go in one way. And there's a 3-pin right here that can only go in one way. So connect both of those. Now push those wires back down into the hole. Come on. There we go. You don't want to bend it too much, but you want to get them out of the way. In with the print, in the kit comes these 2 little gray covers. They go right on top. Come here. These 2 little gray covers. Hope I'm showing the camera. Yes. Okay. And they just snap right in over top, which is really nice. It kind of can keep filament and everything out from that area. And keep the wires from snagging on anything. That's great. Then we're going to turn the printer around. I'm going to turn it around to the back for you. There we go. Come on. Okay, and there are 2 more screws on here, one here and one here on each side. So I'm just going to use my Allen key and put those in. I mean, this is so much easier to assemble. If any of you guys ever put together some of the, like the original Ender 3 back in the day, like mine is from 2017, it was so much harder of a process to set up. There was a ton of different screws, all different size Allen keys, and it was really a pain. This is so easy. And so not even having to flip the printer over to put these screws in the bottom is great. They really thought about designing this better. And you just get this in. Last screw going in. Okay, and there's one more cable, which is this wide cable that goes right in here on the top. I'm just going to make sure it's nice and flat. It comes up from the back. There's 2 clips back here that open up that help it stay flat, nice against the gantry. Again, it's nice, much better cable management than most of the printers. And then it just plugs in right here at the top. Okay, as soon as I can get it lined up right. I'm putting it upside down. There's bound to be one that wants to give you problems, right? Come on. There it goes. Make sure it's all the way in. Okay, and that's it for the printer assembly. Super simple. Now I'm going to turn it around. And I already have the plug back here ready to go. It also does an automatic voltage selection now, so you don't have to flip a switch between 115 or 220 volts like you normally do on Creality printers, which is nice. I'm going to pull off the screen. Now I should see the screen coming on. I'm going to start up its calibration because it takes a few minutes to do its initial calibration. And while it's doing that, I'm going to set up the CFS. So let's just, I am not adding the top filament holder. Like I said, if you wanted to use it, it would be up here for just a single spool. Because this printer, you can get just the printer alone, or you can get it with the combo unit, which honestly, the combo unit is a great deal, and it lets you do multiple color prints, which is exciting because this is my first multiple color printer. I'm still waiting for the screen to come up. I don't know if you guys can see the screen. I can't tell. While that's coming up, oh, there we go. English. Nice thing, this screen too, also it swivels, which is nice, and goes and folds back out of the way, which is nice. Sometimes I wish the ones on the Ender 3 did that, because clear debris. Okay. It I'm just going through the menu, clicking the privacy policy, accepting, that sort of thing. I'm going to add it to my network real quick, so just give me a second to enter in my password. There we go. We not did this wrong. Almost got it. There it goes. It should be going through the network connection. Okay, it's on my network. You ask for the time zone, which is, I'm in Eastern time zone, I'm in Florida, so that's UTC 5. Hit OK. Area mainland channel or international, I'm in international. Okay, now it's going to do the self-check, which is what takes a little bit. So while it's doing that, this is the part that comes with the CFS. And this is they call it the CFS buffer. It's what you put connect the printer to this top, which has one hole, and then these 4 are for the CFS. And you can actually connect 4 CFS units to the printer at one time, so you can have up to 16 colors, which is amazing. More than I probably will ever use. But it's cool. And they don't have to just be multiple colors too, because you can mix and match different materials. I really only print in PLA, but they do have that option to print in other materials. Okay, so this comes with a piece of double-sided tape, which you want to put on the back here. So I'm going to peel that off, put it on the back like that. And then you pull off the other side of the tape, which never cooperates for me. There we go. And try not to get in the way of the camera. Let me go around the other side. There we go. All right. Supposed to put it here on this side of the printer on the right. Even with the top, like, oh, wait. I forgot to turn the printer back around. No, I'm right. I thought I was backwards there for a minute. Threw myself off. There we go. So it goes like that. And then we need the Teflon tubes, which it comes with a couple different length ones, I think they said, yes. And from what I saw, you're supposed to put the longest one, but everyone said it tends to be too long. So I'm going to go with the medium length one here. And just put it from the top of the CFS. Make sure it's all the way down. Oops. Let me get that out of the way. There we go. All right. And then put it into the top of the print head. Just like that. Easy. Then I'm going to go ahead and turn, go back this way. Sorry for walking in front of the camera. I've got to get better at this. I'm going to turn the CFS around like this in order to get to its connections. You take the, again, the PFT, the Teflon tube, can't think of the word, and put it into, I think it could go into any one of these bottom ports. So I'm going to put it into that one, and then the center of this port right there, like that. Then we just have to connect the power to the CFS, which it gets its power from the printer using these two cables. So you don't actually have to have an extra outlet, which is nice. Everything goes to the through the printer. Just get rid of some of this material real quick. Okay. Okay, so it has two different cables. One has a bend in it, and the other one's straight. The straight one goes from the printer. I can't remember right now, it's doing input shaping, but hopefully you can see this. Let me see if I can. Gotta get used to this thing. There we go. There's a port right here on the side behind the screen that this plugs into, just like that. And it plugs into the left side of the CFS, right there. And then this one goes into this bottom, right there. And I'm going to turn the CFS back around so it reaches this a little bit easier. But it plugs into the back side of this buffer right here, which you really can't see, but come on. There it goes. Just make sure everything's plugged in, and you can see it came on. Yay. Hopefully you can see everything, because I designed this to go landscape mode, and for some reason YouTube didn't want to show that. So yeah, it looks like you can see it. I'm learning. So it's still doing its self-tests. The first time it does the input shaping, it may startle you. It does a lot of vibration and back and forth. That's just to help it compensate from vibrational issues. Okay, I'm going to step back this way. I have 4 different filaments I'm going to load here in a second. This is the guides it comes with. It comes with one for CFS, one for the printer itself, then a warranty card and some stickers just for fun. It has an extra tube. I think that's just maybe an extra. CFS opens. Yeah. It has little latches on this side. I'm not sure how they actually push open, so give me a second. Oh, there we go. It just slides back. That was just my table vibrating that caused something to fall. Okay, so I have 4 colors of filament here, 3 of which I'm going to use in a little print project. But none of these have RFD tags, which the CFS will automatically, whoo, there it goes. It automatically loads the filament, and if it has a spool with an RFD tag on it, it will automatically read the type of filament in that slot, which is, I don't know if I'll ever use that feature, but it's nice. Okay, it's thinking about it. Come on. I suppose it loads one at a time. I'm also going to use some copper silk filament. I don't remember which brand this is. I don't remember what brand it is. Doesn't say. But it's one that I've had for a while. It's one of my favorite filaments. Just going to cut off the back end here. Oh, yeah. Apparently it does one at a time. I just learned something. I'm going to put that in number 3 here. So it's ready. This one I got with the printer. I ordered it. It's Creality's Hyper series filament. I actually thought it would have an RFD tag on it, and it doesn't, because I was going to see how that worked, and apparently this one doesn't have that. So I'm just going to cut it off. I'm going to load in this final spool over here. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and close it. Let everything load. And we should be almost ready to print. So I'm going to sneak back over here to my chair so you can see what I'm doing. And say, hi, Anthony. Hi, 3D Puck. I have people watching. That's great. How you guys doing? Mary. Hi, Mary. Okay. 3D Tech. Yeah, I finally got it today. I was supposed to get it yesterday, and FedEx for some reason delayed it, so I finally got it this morning. Before you do the calibration testing, check the firmware updates. I didn't think about that. Good point. Good point. I did not think about that. I'm just going to do 2 short prints. I didn't want to do a bunch of live prints, especially since I'm new at doing live streams. I didn't want to try to do a very long stream, so I just have 2 short prints. I'm going to print something that came on with the printer, and then I'm going to print a file that I made of my little logo. I gotta get used to camera being up there and not here. This little guy also seems to be a little bit delayed. Come on. There we go. There we go. Of my of my logo, that this was a test print in white. I gotta get coordinated. But and I'm gonna print this guy in color, in 3 color. That's gonna be the little test print. It should be almost done. Let's see where it is on the self-check. It is, where are we doing? The self-check does take a little while, especially the first time. It's doing auto leveling right now. So it's almost done. I'm going to see if I can zoom in the camera a little bit more on the printer itself now that everything's set up. Let me see here. I got to get a better tripod too. This one shakes too much. Come on. Seriously? Behave itself. Okay, let's see if I can zoom in a little bit more on the printer. There we go. Nah, except that my tripod is going sideways. Thank you. Wouldn't be, oh, come on, stop. Thank you. Okay, I've got to work on this. This tripod is not cooperating. Maybe next time I'll try doing this with a handheld. Come on. You gonna stay? You gonna cooperate? Yes, maybe. Okay, how's that? Everyone see what it's doing, hopefully. Anyway. This is my 8th printer. I have 7 of the older printers. Higher. I think I got it. I don't know. Anyway, but I have 5 that are older printers, and then I have 2 Ender 3 V3 pluses, and now this color high. The only thing I kind of wish on the high was I wish the print bed was a little bit bigger. Hey Tez, I'm glad you got your printer. That's great. I do wish the print bed was a little bigger because I'm used to my Ender 3 V3 pluses now. Oh, come back here. And this guy is the print bed for the pluses. It is, I wrote it down, I forgot the note. I think the plus is 260 by 260 by 300. And this guy's only 230 by 230 by 250, I think is the size on the high. So it's a little bit smaller. Though knowing Creality, they'll probably at some point release a plus or a max version, because I know they tend to do that. And from what I understand, this is the new wave of their printers. They're going to do them all pretty much along the line of the Hi, which is nice. Because so far, and so it was a breeze to set up. It does auto leveling, auto Z offset, which is the two biggest issues that most beginners have when they're doing 3D printing. 260 by 260 by 300. Thank you. I can't remember the size on the E3 Plus then. It is bigger. When it's done, I'll take off its bed and show you in comparison. I don't want to mess it up while it's going. It should just about be done, I would think. It's still stuck on auto leveling. Anyway, you guys have any questions while I'm waiting here? Yeah, I saw 3D Puck's comment about doing it first, but too late now. I already did it. I might just wait and check for firmware updates after I do this live, because it should be okay with the firmware it shipped with to do the test prints at least. Almost done, I think. Auto level is really, really nice. I mean, I still have my original Ender 3 from 2017 that doesn't have auto level, and I still use it. And my CR10 has semi-auto leveling, because you still have to level with the wheels, and then it does a check auto level. But my 3 CR6 SE printers are pretty much hands-off leveling, and honestly, I very, very rarely have to re-level those. They were my workhorse printers, and before I got the Ender 3 V3 Pluses, and now they're my main workhorse printers, with my older printers picking up the slack when I have a lot of orders. I just launched my small print farm business in January, so I'm still learning and growing and setting things up and figuring out everything. I'm trying to look at live chat. Should be almost be done. I was hoping it'd be done by the time I did the CFS, but that was super fast setting up. That was crazy fast setting up. Once it does this, I have to go in and tell it what the filament is, since I don't have RFID tagged spools, filament spools. I have to go in manually and tell the printer what is in each slot, so it knows what to print. I set up a file already on Orca Slicer, which the newest Orca Slicer, I think it's 2.3.0, does have the profile built in for the Hi, which is nice. I know they recommend Creality Print. I've never used Creality Print, so supposedly it's really good too, but I haven't really used it. I used to use Cura and recently switched to Orca Slicer, so I'm using Orca for everything. And it's on the last row, so it should be almost done. Here we go. Maybe it's almost done. It is really, really quiet compared to my Ender 3 V3s. It doesn't sound like any of the fans are turning right now, which is one of the main noises with the Ender 3s. I had heard that they adjusted that in the firmware some, so it only runs the fans when it needs to run the fans, which is nice. I didn't realize how much quieter it was going to be. So it's really, really nice. Okay, I thought it was done. It is shaking my table a little bit. not as bad. This is a pretty sturdy work table. Come on. So has anybody who've gotten their highs had any issues? I've read there are a few issues here and there, but I've seen most people say everything looks great. All right, that finished. I can't quite see the screen from here. All right, let me go on around the other side and set up the filament. Okay, the screen seems and the menus seem very, very similar to the Ender 3 V3 Plus. I'm just going to move my, whoops, please home. Okay. Go ahead and homer. The bottom is definitely different than my Ender 3 V3. There's two, it looks like they've covered pretty much all the rails, which is nice. The rail here is covered. I don't know if they did that for less debris getting it or if there's another reason, but it is nice to see that. Material, there we go. Okay, so I got to click on each one, edit. Okay, so this is brand, come on, generic, I'll just put generic. It is generic PLA, that should be okay. Okay, oh, I didn't select a color. Okay, the color on that one is white. Okay, okay. Then the second one is edit. Okay, and this color is black. And it is, come on, generic. Okay, PLA black. Okay. And the third one is, I don't know the brand, but that's okay. It is, come on, generic. Type is, okay, it doesn't have a different type for silk. It just has PLA, or wait a minute, does it, if I do, no? Okay. It is the PLA silk, hopefully it will print okay. It's a copper color, so we'll go with that one. And then this last one is Creality. It is brand Creality. It is type. Okay, it gives you the more there. It doesn't give you the difference for hyper PLA. I guess it doesn't matter. Red. Okay. 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 So all my hopefully you can see it. All my materials are set. I'm gonna come back. All right. So file. Let's see what's on here. There should be. Whoop. No. Come back. Go back. There should be a benchy already in here, I would think, that I was going to do. They give you a nozzle cover. Okay, they don't give you that. A wheel logo, block PLA, nozzle cover, waste box, high-speed testing. Let's see. Well, maybe I'll just try to create the one I created. Let's see. There's a USB plug on the side there, so I can put it in. It knows it. There we go. Okay, enable CFS. Let's see if this works. Okay, it wants to do black. It looks like everything's correct. It's reading black, white, and the copper. Let's see what happens. It's either going to do perfectly or it's going to screw up, but we'll find out. Anyway, did anyone else get their printers? I'm not seeing anybody mention anything. I know 3D Tech Punk, you said you got yours, right? Come on. I'm really, really new to this YouTube thing, so I apologize for not being a little bit more professional about it. Hopefully I'll get better. You got to start somewhere, right? Okay. You hear some weird tapping noises. My dog She doesn't know what's going on, so she keeps walking back and forth. Okay. I tried to design this file with a minimal color changes. I did color changing layers. So it's going to print black first, and then copper, and then at the very top some white layers. So I'll see how this goes. Looks like we can see the print bed all right. I haven't played with it. Does have a camera too, which I haven't set up yet. I almost have my hand in the way. There we go. It actually has a silicone, like a bristles in the back that it actually cleans the nozzle on before the prints and during the color changes, which is nice. My Ender 3 cleans its nozzle in the back in the same spot, but it doesn't have that kind of silicone brush. So that's kind of cool that it does. And they gave you an extra one too. So, oh, I just realized I forgot to take the plastic bags off the desiccant packages. Inside the CFS and the back on the bottom there are desiccant packages to help with moisture. I just realized I forgot to take those off. I'll take those off after this. Okay. I don't know what it... For some reason there's a metal bar back there it taps on, and I don't know why. If anyone knows why it does that. I don't know. I guess it's part of the calibration, maybe. I don't know. But when I sliced this file, the slicing estimate was only 22 minutes. So I tried to keep it... I tried to do something that would be quick to print, so I wouldn't be here all day. Let's see. Definitely seems small after using the Ender 3 pluses. I know it's not that small, but it just seems a little small. We'll find out if I screwed up on setting up anything too. I think I got everything installed correctly. It's actually very quiet. Much quieter than I thought it was going to be. I hear a little bit of a crackling sound from somewhere. I don't know where that's coming from. Pull the CFS just a little closer. That cable that goes up to the print buffer is a little bit short. I'm kind of surprised they made that one that short, because the other one is so much longer. Doesn't quite make sense. They made the one that goes from the CFS to the printer itself very long, and the one that goes from the CFS to the buffer is like maybe half of the length of it. Seems kind of weird. You can add multiple CFS units to the same printer. And from what I understand, the CFS units that you order separately come with longer cables. But yeah, I don't know why they made that so short. The screen went off. Okay. Must have a timeout that goes off after a while. Trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, there's an RFID reader here on the side too. So if you're running just a single spool of filament, you can put it up on the top. I'm seeing a delay from the video, so it's throwing me off too. It's not quite live. It's kind of like a little slight delay for me. So it's kind of throwing me off a little bit. It's not giving me any errors. I don't know how long it takes to start up a print. So I have seen on the Facebook groups some people mentioned they were having errors on their printer. So far, knock on wood, I'm not getting any errors. Come on. Start printing so I feel better. This, I'm not sure the nozzle's heating up. Says the bed's at 53C. And the nozzle, oh, there we go. It's starting to go up now. No? Yes? Let me try to put it in manually. I had it set on the slicer in the program, so you'd think it would be okay. Maybe I'm just being impatient? He does. The new high seems to take forever to start printing. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about it then yet. Let me give it a minute. Yeah, that's what I said. I have two of the Ender 3 V3 Plus printers. Oh, Zoe, that was my dog knocking into the tripod. All right. Anyway. But yeah, I'm used to the V3 Plus and they start pretty quick. So this kind of is confusing me too. Did I maybe... Oh, it's redoing the calibration. I didn't turn that off. So, since I just done calibration, I should have just turned that off. And I didn't think about that. So it's rechecking the dead level. That's why it's taking an extra minute. I usually turn those off when I start a print job on my Ender 3s. Be careful, baby. Okay. I wonder why they called this one the High. It's kind of a weird name for Creality. They usually do like CR something or Ender 3. And so we just hit the tripod again. I need to get a better, stronger tripod. All right, stop moving. But I don't know if you can tell too, it is shaking the table quite a bit as the bed moves. Which this is a pretty sturdy table. But I can hear all the stuff in the background rattling as it moves. So Tez, have you had any problems with your High, or has it been printing perfectly? Okay, I should have turned on calibration. I didn't think about that. We're gonna lay down. Come lay down on your bed. Sorry, my dog's being a little antsy here. Almost done. I think we're almost done. Down your bed. That's a good girl. Okay. Anyway. Let's go into sleep mode on the screen. I go look in the settings on that. Come on. I'm going to refresh my page real quick because it still says one waiting and not who's here. Oh, I got 6 watching. Now it tells me. Thank you. Few problems, but mainly user error because I don't pay attention to what is auto filled in. Yeah, I got you on that one too. I've screwed up more times, a couple times too. These are the first printers too that I'm connected to via Wi-Fi, and that one has thrown me off because like the other day I sent a print to one of my Ender 3 V3s and forgot to remove what it was already done off the bed. So I was trying to print on top of a print, and yeah, that didn't go so well. That was one of the dumbest things I've done lately. So yeah, I'm still getting used to that, and I'm not sure. I cleared off a space here in my art studio over on my main printer rack, which is off on the side, for this printer. But I set it up here because I figured it would be easier to show set up and get everything connected, to get everything tested, and then I'll move it over. I actually have a secondary print room now in my house because I wanted to split up the electrical a little bit. I'm in a house rather than, you know, a shop or anything. So, and I already have a lot of electrical devices here in my art studio. I have my main PC, I have my 2 Ender 3 pluses, I have my Silhouette Cameo cutter. Yeah, I haven't played with setting up the camera yet. I clicked the profile in Orca, but I actually have not connected to it via Wi-Fi yet. I just, for this quick live, I figured I would just print off the USB drive and then set that up later and test all that. So it'll be interesting. One thing that I saw that people were having a problem with was the camera cover. It has this little cover that swivels over the lens for privacy things if you want to do that. But I've seen some people say the cover got in the way with the cutter, and sometimes it would cause an error on the print. So before I even assembled the printer, I just popped that little cover off so I wouldn't have to worry about it. So supposedly Creality is working on a fix for that. I don't know. Oh, okay. I've got my first little printer poops in black because it's starting to print the black. I'm still seeing a delay in video, so I can't tell where I am. There I am. All right. There. Oh, come back. There we go. My first little poops. Every time it changes color, it creates these little waste bits. I have to print a little bin for to put on the side of the printer yet. But there we go. We're printing black. We're printing. And I can't see. One of the things with the Hi that I've noticed is the print head really, really blocks the nozzle, so you can't see what it's printing right now. You can't really see the first layer. Okay. It looks pretty good from what I can see of it. Really the same thing with the Ender 3 pluses. The print head is so big and the nozzle is so, not quite retracting, but it's so almost flush with the bottom of this, so you can't really see what it's printing that well. You know, on the Ender 3s and the CR6 SEs and everything, you can see more of the nozzle as it's printing. So that took me a little bit to get used to. And I still am not used to it. I'm used to really being able to see that first layer really well, and you really can't see it as well, especially if you're printing something small. But anyway, right now none of my products actually have multicolored designs, though I will probably, there's a couple that I have planned to make multicolor. Um, I launched my Etsy shop in January and have almost 100 orders now. Oh, I'm getting buffering. There we go. So it's doing pretty well, and now that I have the multicolor capabilities, I'll probably do a couple that have multicolor. But just being able to have all the material, I could just load all 4 colors that I generally print in on it and just let it print the single color too in that color, which is nice, without having to change my spools manually all the time. So that's nice. We're printing. The speed and specs of the Hi is pretty comparable actually to the under 3 V3s. The speed and acceleration are both, I think, the same. Maximum speed you always have to take with a grain of salt because there's definitely a trade-off between speed and quality. So when you want to print something in quality, you have to slow it down anyway. So speed to me isn't a big factor in 3D printing. So on my CR6 SE is the same part that takes 20 hours to print. On the CR6 SE takes, on my under 3 B3s, takes I think 7 hours. So it is a huge difference. If you're just printing as a hobby, of course it doesn't matter. When you're printing for orders and have deadlines, faster is good. Faster is good. So the Hi and my 2 under 3 V3 Pluses are going to be my main production printers. And I will use my older printers for prototyping new products primarily, and for picking up the slack whenever I get into a tight deadline. They'll print probably some pieces in advance for me to have in stock. So, anyone has any questions, I'll be happy to try to answer them. I'm not a total expert. But I've been printing since 2017. I'm definitely not an expert with the new printers. I'm still learning. I only got the under 3 V3s in January, so I'm still learning a lot about them, getting used to them. Printing well. Let me see what the screen says. It's 5% done. It says it's going to, okay. I can't see how long, 18 minutes. So it's only in 18 minutes. So when it finishes the print, I'll show you guys the print and then on the screen probably. And so I'm not used to doing live streams, but I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to do more videos, trying to grow the channel a little bit. If you can like and subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it, because I am trying to grow this channel. I do a little bit of everything on this channel, not just 3D printing. So there is a 3D printing playlist if that's all that you're interested in. But I also I make jewelry, I do other crafting type stuff, other art type stuff. And probably right now it's going to be a lot of 3D printing, just because I did launch my Etsy 3D printing shop in January, and it's been really busy. So that's what I'm doing most of right now, creative-wise. We're printing infill. I did a honeycomb infill, which is just one of my favorite infills. It's nice and it's sturdy without being taken too long. Yeah, I probably should have done the bottom layer in white and done the top layer in black. I didn't think about that at the time. It would have shown up a little bit better. They'll get to the copper here in a minute. I did not think about that at the time. This is a little logo nameplate that I figured I would use on my printers when I'm doing a video. And I also want to print a bigger version of it for here in my studio to hang up. But I finally got a logo that I like. After redesigning it like 5 times in the past 2 months, I think I'm settling on this logo. I do lots of crafting stuff, to lots of vinyl cutting and wood turning, among other stuff. Oh, that's cool, Tez. Yeah, I don't do as much vinyl cutting right now. I've done a lot of custom cards and stickers in the past. I need to do some more stickers actually soon. But I have a Cameo Silhouette 4 Plus, which actually is going to be sitting right next to this guy. I've never gotten into the wood working. I've gone back and forth on the idea of getting a laser cutter at some point, because there are some products that I sell on some of my online stores that are wood burned by other people. It'd be kind of nice to be able to do my own designs in-house at some point, but I don't really want to get into that. First of all, I don't have the ventilation area for it, and I just don't know if I want to ever get into it. 3D printing, I think, and vinyl cutting is probably the two areas I'm going to stick with for a while. And this is probably going to be my last printer I add to my print farm until maybe the end of the year. I am eyeing the Ender 5 Max for an even bigger printer, because I know a lot of cosplayers that I could do prints for. And the Max is a nice, huge size for doing things like armor and stuff, but if I do, that will be much, much later in the year. I'm going to stick with my 8 printers that I've got. And I've been trying to set up my other room as the print farm, and right now it's all temporary with folding tables, and I need to do some work in there to get everything set up. But yeah. So far, only a little bit of waste, so that's good. I've been reading a lot and watching a lot of videos on multicolor, and I know that the more changes you have per layer, the more poop and the more waste you have. So I'm thinking of things I can design, maybe with just a top layer or a couple top layers that have different colors. I don't know yet. I'm going to play around with it. I don't think I have one of the pieces I could show, but yeah. I'm doing mostly accessories for miniatures, for dollhouses, and a Miniverse brand crafting kit. That's what I launched my store on Etsy in. It's 3dprintingdragonfly.etsy.com if you want to check it out. I think I put a link to it below too. I'm not sure. I know I have a link on my channel. But I had problems trying to figure out how to set up the live on here, and I think I deleted. I did it like 5 times and finally got it. But so I don't remember exactly the final version. But anyway, we're still. Oh, it's printing the. Looks like it's printing the top layers on the black. So it should just about be ready to switch to. It should switch to copper next. It's 21% done. You'll be able to see the copper a lot better on camera too, because I know it's. Like I said, I didn't think about it showing up on camera. I should have done. I should have done white on as the base. Oh well. I don't know if I can zoom in a little bit better. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit better since I'm just yapping at you. And down. And down. Come on. There we go. I definitely need a better tripod. This one's a little rickety. There we go. We can see a little bit better. Okay, that's a little bit better. As I wanted to keep this as a small project because I didn't want to do a huge live stream. So check back in a couple hours with me, because printing does take a while. And I'm just doing this in a standard 2.0 line width too. to make it quick, or line height, just make it quicker. And so I'll probably do a bigger, fancier version at some point, but for right now, it does rattle the table. Anyway, so if anyone has any questions or anything, I'm happy to try to answer them. So, my dog's getting a little antsy again. Come on. Come on, lay down on the bed. Come on. Lay on your bed. Hey. I put your bed right here. Come here. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Good girl. Okay. Anyway. We're almost done. I do a lot of crafting too. I make candles, I do resin, I paint in oils and pastel, and I have a Wacom Cintiq drawing tablet, so I do digital art. And this art room is multi-purpose. So it's been taken over by 3D printing a little bit since opening the shop, but and we get ready to change colors. I also have an airbrush, so ignore the statue behind the printer because that's an airbrush project. I haven't finished yet. And one thing I noticed, the Hi does not come with a USB stick like the Ender 3 V3 Pluses do. That's a mouthful. And so it doesn't have as many print files on the printer itself. There was quite a few files on the Ender 3 Plus that the first time you plug in the USB drive, it copies them all to the computer, to the printer's memory. But it doesn't seem like the Hi did not come with a USB, what do you call it, thumb drive, that's the word I think of. It doesn't come with one, and there's only like 6 files on the printer itself. It does come with a file for the print head, so that you can print out instead of the silver print head that comes on it, you can print out a different color if you wanted to. And that little logo button that's turning around above the word Creality, you can also replace it with something if you wanted to, which is kind of cool. I might actually print a dragonfly one and put it on there. That would be cute. That should be the top layer black. Yep. Okay, it's going over to change colors, I think. It goes over to the one side and cuts itself. Cuts the filament, I think. I think it cuts on the right side and then comes to the left side and actually does the waste and the color change. I'm not exactly sure yet. And at this point, I could have backed up a little bit. I don't know if you hear the CFS. Ooh, don't do that. I'm trying to back up the camera a little bit, and I kind of messed it up. There we go. Sorry about that. I don't want to get anyone sick. That whir you're hearing is the CFS unloading filament. Let's see if I can turn you around. Of course, I didn't catch it on time. It's Kind of weird that it's delays. I can't see what I'm aiming at. There we go. It's doing its color change right now. Oh, it just spat out a little bit of poop on the floor. One thing it does come with is a collection bin for the side to help collect the poop. So I'll print that probably soon here. But it should be switching to copper. It's printing on the purge tower. There's a purge tower in the far back left. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, I think you can see it. That's where it runs some filament to make sure it's flowing properly first before it comes over and prints on the project. And there we go. It's printing the copper. Let me zoom back in closer. Come back in a little bit closer to the bed again. Come on. I'll get better at doing these videos, I hope. Oh, nope, that was off. Come on. Let's see if that's right. Nope, wrong way. I'm not professional videographers, you can tell. Let's see. Are we better? Come on. There we go. There we go. Now you can see the copper. Oh, it looks good too. It looks good. I haven't done any tuning or adjusting to the printer yet at all, so. The print hoop bin they give you isn't big enough? Oh, good to know. Okay, so I won't waste time printing that then. I'll just see if I can find one. It did seem a little short to me, so I wasn't sure about that, but that's good to know. Like I said, I haven't done any kind of calibrations or anything. As you saw, it's setting with all its default settings. So it'll be interesting to see how the surfaces and everything look, how the print looks with just the default. I mean, normally, honestly, I print most of the time using default settings with just tweaking things, whether I need supports or don't need supports. Make minor tweaks here and there because the default profiles, at least in Orca Slicer, the default profiles seem to be pretty well. Pretty good. Pretty well. Yes. Okay. It is looking really good. I also designed my logo so the word 3D printing is actually printing in copper right now, and then it's going to have a cover layer of white as the final color. And I did that just so it wouldn't have to switch back and forth between the copper and the white when it's printing those words. So I tried to maximize or minimize the poop. I do like the copper. Yeah, this copper, I want to say it's TTY3D is the brand, I think, on it. I've had it for a while, but it's one of my favorite metallics. It's a really nice, shiny metallic silk. I was a little bit concerned about combining the matte PLA with the silk. I wasn't sure how it would go, but it looks like it's going really well. I'm pretty sure that one's TTY3D, I think it is. I don't remember. I've had it for a long time. I don't use a lot of silks except for like metallic gold, silver, or copper. So I do have a rainbow one that I like too. It's pretty. I'll post when I find it. I'll put put a link to the brand on the Facebook page or in the comments here on YouTube, Kaz. Tez. I want to say Taz, and I see it's Tez. I didn't know it wiped to the purge tower more than just one of the switching filaments, but I keep seeing it go back there and wipe, so that's interesting. I don't know why it does that. I said I have a lot to learn about multicolor setups now because I've never had one before. And I'm so glad. I'm so glad Creality came out with the Hi, because I put off trying to. The K series, their K series printers are really nice. I know they're their flagship printers, and I looked at the K2 Plus with the multicolor, but I was really afraid I wouldn't be able to even lift the thing, because like I said, my art studio here is on the second floor, and I only have like 14 stairs. It's like a switchback style. I have 7 stairs, a landing, another landing, then 7 more stairs. But I'm also in my 60s now, and trying to carry a 150-pound printer up even just 14 stairs, I don't think I could have done it. You know, with the Hi and Creality's other printers, they're in pieces. You have to do at least a minor assembly. Very minor, actually, for the Hi. But, so I figure worst case scenario with it, I would unbox it down in my entry hall and then bring up each layer, each piece separately. I did that with the shelving unit for my art studio, because I've got very sturdy metal shelving rack that my printers sit on, and I've got another one downstairs that's actually needs to go in my other room, and there's no way I could lift that box up the stairs by myself, so I had to take all the pieces out and carry them up. And since the K series is all pre-assembled, I don't think I could do it. I do not think I could do it. This box was a little bit big and bulky to try to get up the stairs, but it only weighed, it's under 50 pounds, so it's not too bad. It worked pretty well. Okay, that's cool. It should almost be done with the copper. We're at 87% done, so it's almost done. Oh, one back to the purge tower again. I don't know why it goes to the purge tower when it's on the same color. But apparently it does. Or I guess maybe it just does that, maybe it does it every layer. That's probably what it is. Probably does it every layer. That makes sense, actually, now that I think about it. Should almost be ready to change over to the white. It's not, I loaded the red into the CFS, but it's not actually, this print actually doesn't use the red. I do have one of my products I am thinking about printing in red and white. So that's why I went ahead and got a roll red, because I didn't have any white. The only red filament I had was red silk, and I kind of want to just a red PLA, not silk. So, okay, it's unloading the black right now. Or unloading the copper, I should say. And it's loading in the white. I'll try to do some separate videos too, showing the process better. Like I wanted to do this as a landscape format so you could see the whole width, the whole table at once, and I don't know why it didn't do that when I started the stream. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. The copper looks really good. Oh, it looks really good. And there, it's doing its poop thing. It just shot it off over to the floor. It's only about 1, 2, 3. It's only got about 6 little poops though, so that's not too bad. It's on the last color now. Printing white for the last part of my text. We're almost done. Once it's done, I will show you guys the result. And so I'll probably shoot some other video and edit about the Hi. I just wanted to do this one as a live stream to try to figure out how to do a live stream for one. Oh, are we done? I think it might be done. I'm waiting for it to tell me it's done. And the screen keeps going off, which is a pain in the butt. Yep, it says 100%. So it looks like when it's done, it unloads the last color, which I didn't know that it did that either. That's interesting. So it's unloading the white. Okay. And we're done. Oh, it even beeps to tell me it's done. I'm not used to that. Okay, there we go. Oh boy, that's hot. Okay. Come on. There we go. Can you say I see it? There we go. I can't. The camera's backwards, so let me just pop it off. I'm gonna pop it off the plate, hopefully. Almost dropped it in the process. And here's the finished print. Looks really great. Come on, camera. Catch up. Catch up. This is so hard for me to see. Let me step back behind the camera. Let's see if I can see it this way. Okay. Here we go. Wow, that looks really, really good. Stop shaking, camera. Really smooth. That back looks amazing. That first layer was super smooth. And this was it in one color. And in the new multicolor. It looks amazing. It did really, really well. I'm not even seeing any stringing with the silk. Since I hadn't tuned that with this printer, I was kind of afraid to use the silk, but it worked beautifully. Oh my God. Okay, now I'm so excited to see what else I can print. But I am going to end the stream. And thank you guys for tuning in. And like I said, I'll do some more. And Tez, I bought an Anycubic Cobra 3 and it broke after 4 hours. Yeah, I've heard that about the Anycubics, especially about the Cobra 3 for some reason. I've seen a lot of people say don't buy it because it broke so fast. So hopefully, I've always had good luck with Creality. And like I said, I still used my original Ender 3 from 2017. I got 2 of the CR6 SEs from Kickstarter. They've been beautiful printers. They've been my workhorses. And yeah, I've read them to death, especially in the last couple months. So anyway, thank you for coming. And I'd appreciate it if you hit a like, hit a subscribe, hit all that kind of good stuff. And I will see you guys soon. Have a great day. Let me figure out how to end the stream. End stream. How do I end stream? All right. Yes. Oh, I gotta take my phone off of here in order to do it. Okay.